free will. We can choose which one. That is why we are marginal. Thank you. That is why we are marginal energy. We are in between, so we can choose. We can choose. We want to take shelter of Krishna. We want to live in this world, or we want to live in this world. This is our choice, and we have that choice 24 hours a day, each hour, each minute, each second. And according to how we are capable of living like that, we will gradually come to the point. If we're doing it every day, trying every day, right? One day we will reach and say, this is it. And that's a Mahatma. It's constantly there. So Krishna is showing us, he's teaching us what it's like to be there. Why it is so attractive to be there. We know you'll never die there. We know all these things. Like everything is built on pleasure. You can just go to a kalpavriksha tree and you can get anything you want. We know all these things. But that's not enough. For most of us, that's not enough. We need to be attracted in a way of love, not in a new way of sense gratification. Oh, I can enjoy lados there unlimitedly. Right? Wow, I want to go there. Or like, I never die. I never get deceased. That is more like moksha. That's more like liberation. And that's what most, sorry to say, devotees are after. We found out, that's because devotees are intelligent, so they quickly find out that this material world doesn't work. Take a little intelligence. This material world doesn't work. And then we take shelter of the internal energy in that sense that we understand, okay, I need to do something else. Here's the solution. We hear somebody distribute a book to us, or we hear Harinam and something, and we start looking into it, and then, wow, this is what I've been looking for. This was my first time I came to the temple. This is what I've been looking for my whole life. Right? I just know, this is it. I've been searching in all corners of the world and trying to understand different philosophies and different religions. This is it. They have the solution. They have the answer to all my questions. So this is what I want to dedicate my life to. And I would think, as most do, utsahamai, I was thinking, it's just a matter of maybe a month, 2 months, maybe half a year, I'll be a pure devotee, I'll be a Mahatma. Anyone of you? You're thinking like this? It's easy, right? You just have to chant the Maha Mantra, associate with these fantastic personalities coming into the temple for the first time. What is these people? Just associate with them, have some fun, eat some nice prasadam, sing and dance in a kirtan, easy. But then after some time you see, hey, after half a year I'm still not a Mahatma, I'm still not close to being a Mahatma. After a year I'm still not close. Because in my case I haven't really understood the spiritual world. I haven't understood love. I haven't understood how lovable Krishna is. So only if we hear these pastimes, that's why Prabhupada, he said, Krishna book in the evening, Krishna book and more milk. That's how you end your day. And then Krishna is unfolding all these attractive pastimes that captivates our hearts. There's once Krishna, he saw the cowboys, they were dancing like peacocks. But some of his friends, they had seen peacocks dancing. Beautiful, huh? So again, this is the spiritual world. Everything there is so beautiful. So we see some beautiful scene here in a forest or a sunset or a beach and looking very nice, right? And we see some special birds flying in a very colorful birds. Oh, look at this, beautiful, huh? This is what the spiritual world is all the time. And you'll think, well, I get accustomed. This is like, okay, if you have it all the time, well, it just becomes normal. No, that's not, because everything there is ever expanding. And everyone there is constantly making arrangement so that it can be more attractive. That's Yoga Maya's job. She's constantly making all kind of arrangements, Purnamashi, so that the spiritual world can be so attractive, mostly for Krishna and his gopis and gopas, but also for all the inhabitants of Vrindavan, or the spiritual world. So Krishna, he saw these boy friends, they were dancing like peacocks and enjoying it. And he said, I will also dance. And he started together, and then Balaram came, I will also dance. So Krishna and Balaram, they started dancing together like peacocks, right? And dancing and dancing and dancing. It was so beautiful. And all of a sudden, everything stopped. The wind stopped. First the wind was, the bushes was singing along to the musicians. So I might be thinking they're dancing, but there are musicians there. There's a whole backup band, right? But the band is there in the back, most likely playing kathas and mridangas, and I don't know about harmoniums. I don't think, but whatever instruments. And then everybody's singing so beautifully. And then the bushes are like sometimes we hear the wind in the trees and the bushes, right? And it makes a nice sound. So that's also like in tune with melody. The wind is going in tune with the melody and making this nice sound. So everything is just geared towards Krishna's dancing. And all the birds are sitting there chirping in tune also. But after Krishna started dancing, Balaram started dancing for a while, everyone was so captivated that it just became completely silent. And Krishna and Balaram, they were dancing. Krishna were making these, what's it called, vindmøller? Huh?
Nej, det er de her med kroppen, ikke?
Anyway, he was making all kind of like lump jumping. Balaram, he... Huh? Balaram, he was at one point, he was jumping on and landing on one arm. Anyone ever saw hip-hop dancing? They jump on one arm and stand with their feet in the ground. Balaram was doing, he's the original hip-hopper. Right? He was standing there on one arm, right? With the head in the sky. And jumping around on one arm. And Krishna was making all these flip-flops, right, around Balaram. And having fun. See, that's the thing. That's the spiritual world. Everything there is geared toward. It's never boring. Never. It's always the cows out there with the cowherd boys, and they become completely absorbed, so they see Krishna dancing there, or some demon comes or whatever. And only when the demon comes, they understand, oh, maybe now we should take our lunch. Because they're always so absorbed. Because it's so attractive, right? Whatever Krishna is doing is so attractive. So they become so absorbed they forget everything else. So unless some demon comes or something happens, right, they will never eat their lunch because they're just, this is so fun, this is so nice. So Krishna and Balaram was dancing there, and then Krishna began to play his flute. So I cannot explain what it means, right? But we heard before, like when Krishna plays flute, everything just, the river stops flowing, like everything just becomes, wow, this is so nectarian, right? And sometimes the gopis, they try to persuade the flute away from Krishna because he's always attracting their hearts. Whenever they're trying to do some home, like doing some work at home, when Krishna plays flute, they just leave everything and just run to him because it's just so attractive, and just want to weep, wow, this is beautiful. And they're dancing and they're dancing, right? And after they finish, Krishna, he asked, anyone ever saw anyone dance like this? And he says, I challenge all of you. Anyone can emulate this, what we just did. And everybody's just standing there in awe and saying, this was the most fantastic dance we ever saw, and they were clapping. And then after some time, Batu, is Krishna's prankster friend. He said, yeah, it was good, Krishna, and only because I'm so fond of you and I like you so much, I didn't say anything. But it was only by my Brahminical power that you have that ability to sing so beautiful and dance so beautiful. If it was not for my Brahminical powers, you would just be singing like dogs and rapping like dogs, like walking like dogs. So it's only by, and then everyone just started laughing, right? And they come and they pull Batu in the Sikha and say, how dare you say this to Krishna? And then after a little while, Sridham, he says, but actually Krishna, it might be very beautiful what you did, and I'm sure none of us can emulate it in any kind of way, but where do you get it from? You also have a guru. So it's not proper not to really pronounce. When you say you're standing there, or you are proud of bored feathers or bored plumes. Where do you get it from? Isn't it that my sister, who is that? Isn't it that my sister is teaching you? Right? In the moonlit nights you're out there and she's teaching you. She's your guru, isn't it, Krishna? And Krishna stands there in the middle and says, And Siddham says, if you agree, then bow your head to your hands and agree. And Krishna after a little while, yes, I agree. This is my Guru. I learned everything I know from Srimati Radharani. So who is it? Today we are celebrating Krishna. Krishna Janmastami. But who is the highest principle? Most people say Radharani, right? Srimati Radharani. And we often hear that in one sense is even higher than Krishna. But is that true? If you see the festival, so today is Janmastami and we are fasting until midnight. Rathastami, we are fasting until midday. So what is best? What is the highest tattva? Is it Lord Krishna or Srimati Radharani? And why? And why is it then we are fasting? If it is Srimati Radharani, why is it we are fasting until midnight and today?
She is more merciful.
Good point. She's more merciful. Same with Balaram and Nityananda. Good point. So don't give so much suffering to the devotees that they have to fast all day. So you can eat already at 12 o'clock. So you can say that. But it's more like what pleases Srimati Radharani the most. What pleases Krishna the most? Krishna is most pleased when Srimati Radharani is pleased. Srimati Radharani is most pleased when Krishna is pleased. And that is the nature of the spiritual world. Nobody is selfish. Because they're all Mahatmas. Nobody is selfish there. Nobody is just thinking, how will I take care of my own situation? Everyone is thinking, how can we make, first of all Krishna, but everyone there, how can I make this person happy? What can I do to make this person happy? What can I do to give this person some enjoyment in life? That is their whole meditation. So that's what it means to be a Mahatma is, we need to think more about Krishna than we think about ourselves. And it's so difficult, because our mind is set up to believe that I'll be happy by taking care of myself. So we invest so much in it. Took your education, how many years you went to school, right? Struggling to take an education. Why did you do that? So you can get money, so you can maintain yourself in the material world, so you can get all the things in the material world you like to have. And we go to work 8 hours, 7 hours a day, right? Just to be able to get things, right, for ourselves. So we invest so much in just maintaining this body and trying to squeeze some pleasure out of this material body. Whereas we can turn that around and say, I'll give everything to Krishna. I'm not saying it's easy. I can't do it myself. But that's really that's what we are striving. This is the difference between a Duratma and a Mahatma. He says everything is for Krishna. Nothing is niyamama. Nothing is mine. Nothing is for me. And that's what Krishna Janmastami is all about. Krishna should take care, should take birth in our hearts. Krishna is all Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam. Hridaya Sirjuna. Hridaya is in the heart of all living entities. He says in Bhagavad Gita. But we know that who is in the heart of a living entity is the Paramatma, right? But for the devotee, Krishna is there. Shama Sundara is the second version. So our duty is to make that place nice, make our heart pure. Make our heart pure, so that Krishna actually want to be there. And Krishna sees that we are actually his representative. We are actually trying to help other people attain what we have been given. Tomorrow is Srila Prabhupada's appearance day. Looking forward to hear about Prabhupada's glories. He was the one who brought everything to us on a silver plate. All his devotees saying. So this is the beauty of it. If we give we've been given this great gift. We've been given it just practically for free. The only thing you have to do is, there's a process. Right? We need to chant and we need to study and we need to have kirtan. But it's nice. As we spoke about chanting, dancing, all this yesterday, right? Everything. No. Who was? But that's all it. Prabhupada said, chanting, dancing and feasting. This is spiritual life. This is really what it's all about. Chanting, dancing and feasting. So if you can learn that, if you can really dive into the pastimes of Krishna and be absorbed there, that will give us Parangdrishta, the higher taste. And that's the only way. It's very, very difficult. Like this verse is like Visayavin Vatante Niraharashadinam. It's very, very difficult by mundane restrictions. Right? We can say not this, not niti, niti, niti. I will not do this sense gratification, I will not do this, I will not do this. But it's very, very hard in that way. But by experiencing Parangdrishta, a higher taste, Krishna says it's easy. So it's just, we just need this Parangdrishta. We just need this taste. Then it's easy. Because taste is there, and that's what we're looking for. Everyone is just constantly looking for happiness. That is our nature of the soul. So by allowing Krishna to be in our, take birth in our heart, or appear in our hearts, we need to make it a pure place. And we do that by really diving into the pastimes of Krishna and getting this higher taste, by understanding like what is the spiritual world. Again, we can't do it with our mundane intelligence, but when Krishna sees we are eager to understand the spiritual world, he will give it. That is economy. It's very difficult to overcome the mortal nature. If we surrender unto Krishna, he can take care. And if we get that taste, Krishna consciousness is easy, and then it's easy to give up everything else that just like anchors keeping us bound to this place of suffering. So thank you very much for your attention. Any comments or questions? Realizations? Any realizations on Janmastami? Any thoughts you had? Like
so I was thoughting if one wants to give up this material world, that's best is to do what one likes to do. Like if one likes chanting or singing or just improves. Was it very difficult? Always on that too. In the beginning is and if one doesn't like it by nature, it's almost impossible.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, why not do the things you like to do in devotion? So it's very like kirtan. Why not do a lot of kirtan? But I mean, that is said, it's also like it's easy to do what you like to do all the time. Yeah. So in one sense, yes, why not do the things that give you inspiration? But also, like, who was it said that if everyone did what they wanted in ISKCON, it would be one big rock band with a few rotis. So if everyone want to do just what their things is, then maybe the movement will not spread so quickly. That's why Prabhupada told his disciples, right, you go and do this, you go and do this. And sometimes, like, sending Tamal Krishna Goswami to China, and so much came from that. Prabhupada just, in a matter of 3 years, he opened so many temples. Practically, 108 temples in 3 years. Imagine that. He was 70 years old. But only because he was showing people the spiritual world in one sense, by his own example. So just by being so close to Prabhupada, everyone thinks, wow, this is just spontaneously new. This person has what I'm looking for. Maybe you all tried that, right? You meet someone or you just experience something and this is what I need. Even though you don't really know what it is. So because of Prabhupada's purity, he has what I need. He has what I've been looking for. And then they were ready to do practically anything and everything. Like we read in the Lilamrita and the other biographies, how in the early days in India, how much austerity there was. Living there along snakes and scorpions, and everyone was constantly getting sick because of impure water, and so much austerity, living in tents in the cold. Right? So you think India is cold, yeah? Try to go to Vrindavan in December, right? It's cold. Mm-hmm. And here, like, we have heating inside the houses, and like, but there everything is just cold. Everything is made for cooling. It's stone floors and stone walls. Everything is like you're living in a freezer. So they were doing all these austerities because Prabhupada said, this is what you need to do. We need to bring this knowledge to all the people in the world. This is our mission. So imagine if we could just have a fraction of what Prabhupada was coming with. Just a fraction of his surrender, or more than surrender, more like compassion, I'd say. Because when you read about Prabhupada, he's the emphasis on the, what is it called, epitome?
Embodiment.
The embodiment, good word also, an embodiment of compassion. Right? So yes, we should do what we like to do, but also go a little out of your way. Try to please Krishna by doing something, hey, I don't really like to do this, but I'll do it anyway, because it helps other people, or becoming Krishna conscious, or I know it'll please Krishna, I know it'll please Prabhupada.
It seems like everything's going on in the heart, even surrendering to Krishna must going on this way also. It's not an external thing.
Everything is on the level of the soul, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it is really.
So.
Yeah. It's just the soul is covered, right? And the thing is, like, in one sense you can really cover the soul, but we are covered. So the soul is pure, nothing can influence the soul. Like Bhagavad Gita says, there's no weapons that can destroy it, no heat, no fire, no can be withered by the wind, etc. Right? So the soul is completely pure. It's Krishna conscious, it's a Mahatma. Nitya Sila Krishna Prema. Sorry? No. Nitya Sila Krishna Prema. Right? Krishna Prema is a Nitya Siddha. It's Nitya, it's always there. The soul is Krishna conscious on the level of Prema. So we just need to get in there, we just need to remove the layers. And that is again, on days like this, right? We can really take vows or promise ourselves or promise our friends and give promises that from there on I will become more serious. I will try a little more. I will try a little better.
Or listening to the rounds.
Listening to the rounds.
Yes.
Just doing that, right? If we could just do that, and that's still so difficult.
Yes.
You're just sitting there again. See the mind. Look, watch the mind. Here we have a desire, right? I really like to hear my rounds. But the mind says, yeah, let's see who wins today. And then this wrestling match is going on, right? with the mind, and the soul is sitting there screaming, come on now, do it. You've been here for millions of lifetimes. Here you have it, right? It's just in front of you. You just need to take advantage. And then all the noise is there, so we can't hear the soul. Because all the noise we put into the mind every day. All the noise, all the mundane information. Living in an information age. There's no knowledge practically anymore. We were speaking the other day, right? Nobody really knows any phone numbers or anything anymore because you have everything in your phone, right? So you don't need to know anything. You don't really need knowledge. We know we need knowledge because Krishna consciousness. But materialistic persons, knowledge, I don't need it.
They have the extended brain there in the phone, everything.
And Elon Musk wants to make it internal also, not external. You put it in there, so you have a computer in your brain. What is this world, right? It's Kali Yuga, it's a terrible place.
Actually, I know one, his name is Mahatma Das.
Okay, yeah.
Prabhupada disciple. And he was reading a book, writing a book after, where he say after 30 years he found out he have not even trained one good round.
Yeah.
So from there he started.
Yeah.
And then he still, of course.
And that's in one sense because
advice.
It all really starts with humility, right? That when we are humble, when we understand, actually I'm doing everything wrong. And I am, right? So if I understand I'm doing everything wrong, I'm trying to some degree, right? Trying to do the right thing. I'm chanting, but my mind is constantly, so is that chanting? At least it's not pure chanting, right? It's often nama aparat, and that we should avoid, the 10 offenses, right? So nama aparat we should avoid, and inattentive chanting is an aparat. Which one? To be 9th? No, 10th? To be inattentive while chanting? Yeah. So, that's one.
There's also another thing, actually the secret of success to obtain those goals, we sing every morning in the last stanza, the active principle of spiritual life is the pleasure of the Guru.
Yeah.
And when he is pleased, and then we make advancement.
Yeah.
And if we displease him, no advancement is possible. Because he's Krishna via medium, everything goes through the Guru.
Yeah.
But actually the pleasure of the Guru. And what do we do then if we don't have a Guru? Right? I mean, I know we have Prabhupada as our main Shiksha Guru, but system of Vaishnava is you have to take shelter of a Guru. And then if we don't have a Guru, then what are we going to do? Because he left or because whatever, we haven't gotten to the point yet of accepting a spiritual master. What are we going to do? The active principle in spiritual life is the pleasure of the Guru.
Yeah, yeah, it is, and we of course we have many gurus. There's as you know, there's Siksha and Diksha gurus and Mahatma Pradakshaka gurus. And so yes, I'm sure we'll hear a lot about serving Srila Prabhupada tomorrow. But it is mentioned as a great secret in spiritual life that if you can serve Krishna's dual representative, same principles as Srimati Radharani is happy when Krishna is served, and so the same principle, Krishna is happy when he sees his pure devotees served. And that's really the big secret in spiritual life. So, what I would say, at least we need to serve someone. Again, if you serve the devotees, that pleases Krishna the most. So if you find someone like serve the devotees and take care, like help spread the movement, right? Be part of the solution, just instead of just being part of the problem. We often we're just part of the problem, isn't it? Just being a wheel in the material world, and just that if we like again take the full shelter of Krishna and serve the devotees and serve the spiritual masters.
But that's again, of course, of the non. It's not. We are not pure. We do this. We think material.
Yeah.
Therefore, it happens. Huh?
Yeah. If we can do.
Even we want to do our best. It happens. I don't know why.
Yeah. It's often you can want to do the right thing, but not do it in the right way.
Mm.
So we can be like, it's all about really being. The road to hell is paved with good intentions.
Yeah.
Right? So we always think, I
you
really want to.
You even try to make your children happy. You try. Let me see. You try because you cannot. I figured out it's not possible.
No.
And I have tried a lot.
Yeah. That's why everything in the material world is built on like you see enemies all over, right? Just if you open a newspaper, see how much violence is there, and right, and there's so much. Nobody can really. Again, if you can just come in and serve others, not only their family members, but serve anyone else. You come into a bus, right, and you're a young person and you're sitting there, and an elderly person comes in. Why don't you stand up and let them? So this is just materially speaking. Right? But when Daddy said, why don't you just give him a book, or try to give him a book, or try to tell him a little about Krishna, or whatever you can do, right? Without, of course, it might be maybe awkward to go into the bus and just sit next to the person and just start explaining about Krishna, but it can be done if it's done with a little etiquette, with a little discrimination.
I had one question, and then I was inspired by Kamsahanda Prabhu, because I've been afflicted very much with some confusion about this special topic here. I don't have a Diksha Guru, but I always cling to this quote by Srila Prabhupada. He said that if, for example, you follow Lord Jesus Christ, and you follow his example, and you take his instructions, what is the chance to be without a guru, and the Christian doctrine is that they dedicate themselves to Lord Jesus Christ as if he was their Diksha Guru, but his not in his